All right, hi everybody. It's Bonkai Nacho 2. Going to be last review, chapter review for now. There is another chapter I want to review, but the thing is, it's not for this channel. I want to review Kentaro's new 6-part manga, starting with chapter 1. But that's going to be for Titans of Darkness. So if anyone wants to see that when it's uploaded to Titans of Darkness, I will put the link in a bunch of my videos to show you to the channel, and you can go take a look at that review when I upload it, when I do it. So yeah, that's going to be for probably later today. Who knows? I'll see. I'm thinking later today or Tuesday. So, yeah, but that's that. That's this. 7 Deadly Sins. This chapter was pretty good. I'm gonna give this a 4.5. This was done very well. I really like this one. This was chapter 58. Shouldered Resolution. Now we have Elizabeth. She's running around. She's like saying, "Lord Meliodas, please stay safe," so on and so forth. And we get the monster again, and I'm like, "Oh shit." Last week we saw that Meliodas was struggling. He was very, how do I say? He has this naivete from last week, and it was definitely shown greatly in this chapter. Now he's looking at this monster that's like totally grotesque, and saying, how it is that the Holy Knight turned into a demon, what's going on. And then he remembers who that is, and he remembers the face. And apparently it's somebody he knows. It's this man called Dale, who became a Holy Knight from 10 years ago. Dotting Dale, to be exact. And saying that he always wanted to be like the 7 Deadly Sins, and that he could become something his daughter could be proud of. And you look at the picture in this scene, you see that his daughter is Gira. Right! See the whole thing going on there. And he remembers Meliodas pretty much, and saying, how did it become like this? And Gallagher brings up a few points. He basically says that, I don't know how it happened, but what I do know is that he ran into the forest as he was being pursued by something. Now, I think, of course, I don't know this 100%. I think he was being pursued by one of the Holy Knights. But that's just my hypothesis on that. And Gallagher basically saying, he's talking about it, and, saying that when his strength finally gave out, his mind and body was taken over by this monster, and he went on a rampage. And saying that his armor has the ability to suppress powers from becoming uncontrollably, and he basically gave his armor to him while he was inside the forest. And then Gallagher's saying, he's coming, and that, and so on and so forth. And then that's when we get Meliodas saying, "Open your eyes, Dale, don't you remember me? Don't you know me?" Okay, when I say, "Don't you know me," it's supposed to be a joke for It's a Wonderful Life. Don't you know me? I'm sorry. Anyway. And then, out of nowhere, he says, you're being controlled by something and stuff. And then Bond kicks him and says, "What are you doing, you idiot? I'll fucking kill you." Bond was... And I understand Bond's point of view in this. Because, come on. As much as Meliodas is trying to snap Dale out of it, it ain't gonna happen. So basically, Bond's telling Meliodas, "Hey, get the fuck off, wake the fuck up. You need to do what you're supposed to do. You need to kill this guy. Stop being naive on this subject. You have to take him out. You have to kill him." That's basically Bond's. Bond doesn't fuck around, man. Bond is no shit, no bullshit from Bond. He's going in there and he's going. So That's pretty much the story there. And he's saying, I'll fucking kill you, and he gets, his whole half body gets annihilated. I was like, yo, this thing was no bullshit. And Mel's like, knock it off, Bond, And then we have King say, stay back, Captain. He brings out Rain of Daggers, seeing if it would work. But it doesn't penetrate the thick skin of the monster. And Mel's like, stop it, King! Then gets venom spitted King, and it's getting kind of crazy. And Meliodas saying to him, knock it off already. And Bond says, no, the one that needs to knock it off is you. Is you, and he punches him. I was like, oh shit, Bond's like, yo, Captain, stop being a bitch. And King's just basically saying a few things together, saying you need to fight too. And he says, please let me ponder this for a moment. And Bond's telling him, he's telling Meliodas, if you're not going to do anything, get your ass out of here. But I will tell you this, a half-ass naivete attitude won't save anyone. It'll only get your comrades killed. And at that moment, Bond was like, yo, I know what I'm talking about. My name's Bond, I'm immortal, and I'm telling you right now, Captain, you need to wake up. You need to smell the coffee. You need to take some caffeine in your body because what you're doing isn't helping jack shit. That was pretty much what Bond was saying. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hear someone scream, Meliodas, Lord Meliodas. It's Elizabeth. And she shows up with the sword and is saying, great, I made it. Take this, the sword. It's just basically Liz's sword. And it's a flashback, kind of mini flashback there. I want you to take this sword. And saying to him that Liz would wanted you to keep on fighting, but not for you to keep on fighting, but to keep on living. And saying that I'm the same, for you to fight for the people, I will share whatever sins you shoulder, which is kind of interesting part. And then Bond was making a little comment saying, are you really just going to let a lady say all that? And out of nowhere, Meliodas grabs the sword, he says, forgive me, Dale, slices that monster in like 4 quarters. Yo! That was awesome. He's like, shoink! So, that's pretty much it. Oh, by the way, that sword was not, let's make it perfectly clear. That sword was not Meliodas' sacred weapon. Because it was just given to him by Liz, so it's not really a sacred weapon. So, after that part, it's pretty much sliced in quarters. Let's cut it up so easily, King says, and it's in pieces, and that's pretty much it. And then we see him walking up. He's like, he sliced, he's like, walking away. Meliodas is just walking away. I was like, people walk away from explosions. Well, I walk away when I slice something into pieces. That was pretty awesome. So, and that's pretty much what happened there. After that, we just see Meliodas, and he apologizes for what he did, and so on and so forth. And they're just questioning what the hell was that thing. What is it? Was it a demon? A curse? Maybe Meliodas is thinking. Someone must have been experimenting or casting spells on Dale. It's really someone trying to make an artificial demons. And we see Bond pick up this plant thing, which we have no idea what it is. And Meliodas basically mentions the whole thing with the Furious, she told him back in Bizzle that they're trying to resurrect the demon clan. And then Bond, and he's saying that, and Meliodas is just basically saying our enemies aren't just holy knights anymore. And Bond just takes the thing he picked up and squishes it. And then, as he's walking away, Dale says thank you, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Well, there's a last page, I think. where they're basically going to go back to Diane, and he thanks Elizabeth, saying, "I feel like I was released from something. Let's go from now. It'll all be death matches." And says, wielding his conviction as a weapon, Meliodas makes his resolve. The kind-hearted hero heads to the battlefield. And that's pretty much all that happens in this chapter. Give or take. Now, overall thoughts, I wonder about Bond. Now, they were mentioning it in the manga here comment section. Could that plant have done something to Bond? I disagree. I don't think it did anything to him. Because if it did something to him, it would have attracted itself to him and we would have seen something. But no, all he did was squish it, and that was it. And he threw it away. So, there was really nothing to that. But I wonder about other things about this chapter. Aside from the whole naivete with Meliodas, it was cured when Elizabeth showed up, talked about Liz, gave Meliodas that sword, and he basically stepped out of it. The one thing I'm wondering when it concerns this chapter is who was chasing Dale? Like, what was he running away from? That's my question. I personally think it could be one of several things. I think it was Hendrickson he was running away from, to some extent. Like, in other words, he was in the castle, he was a holy knight, and then Hendrickson just turned him into this thing. And then he just ran away from it. At least, that's what I think, to some extent. But overall, great chapter, 4.5 out of 5. I want to see more. I want to see what happens next week, man. Now, unfortunately, next week we're going to get a fairy tale crossover. No! That fairy tale. Hey, it is what it is. Because on the side it says, and by the way, next week's chapter is going to be called Unpredictable Man Enters the Stage, chapter 59. It says on the side, next issue will have some Christmas presents, lead color, 30 pages, and a fairy tale miracle collaboration one-shot. What? No. Alright. Okay. What? No, I'm not going to say that. It should be interesting, but we'll see, Things look good. Things look good in Citizens. It's getting really good. From where we're going on right now. So, got a new sin. So we have Galther, Lust. We have Envy. We have Wrath. We have Sloth. And Greed. That's 5. 2 more. 2 more. Now, one I do know, and this is the last thing I'm going to mention for this chapter review. One I do know is Merlin. And most likely it's probably going to be some kind of woman, I think. Give or take. But that's just me theorizing. And then another person. So it should be interesting. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, people. That's pretty much it. That was my brother screaming in his sleep. If you heard that, I apologize. And yeah, that's pretty much it, people. Trying to think what else to add. Nothing else to add in this chapter. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I have a feeling we might get Jericho next week. We'll see, though. We'll see. I'm Bonkai Knight 22. I'll see you guys later. Meliodas Slice. Shoo! 4 quarters. 4 quarters. That was epic. I'll see you guys later. Peace.